Hey, how's it going, guys? Matt here with OddsJam. What I am going to be doing is giving you the best DFS picks for Thursday Night Football tomorrow. So, recording this Wednesday, October 26th. Tomorrow is Thursday Night Football between the Ravens and the Bucks. So, what I'll be doing is going through the OddsJam screen and giving out my favorite PrizePicks, Thrive, or Underdog Fantasy DFS picks for this game. So the cool thing about using the OddsJam screen is it pulls up where every sportsbook prices a certain market across a bunch of different games. So you're not looking at it game specific. It literally pulls it up for every game. Now, obviously, this is much more helpful for like an NBA slate or once all player props get posted for the NFL slate. And another thing that's cool, as you can see live, the odds change and they will tell you when the odds change. It'll highlight green when the odds get better, red if they get worse. So if you want to do some live betting, the screen is a really cool tool to use because you can immediately identify sportsbooks that have stale odds and mispriced lines. So regardless, for this video, I'm going to be giving out my favorite DFS picks. So right off the bat, we're looking at player passing yards, and there seems to be some good value across the board. So let's start with Lamar Jackson. Majority of books have his passing yardage prop priced between like 208 and looks like 211 between the onshore main books. But look at where PrizePicks prices it, all the way down at 205. This is an awesome play to take the over on PrizePicks. Literally every other book prices it above this amount. FanDuel is the lowest at 208. But then like Pinnacle, sharpest sportsbook in the world, all the way at 211, 6 yards higher than what PrizePicks is giving you. So right off the bat, this is a great over to take on PrizePicks. Lamar Jackson over 205.5 passing yards. Now in terms of Underdog and Thrive, they actually have it priced a little bit higher than most of the other books. So this would also be a good opportunity to middle. There's an 8-yard gap between what PrizePicks has and what Thrive and Underdog has. So on PrizePicks, I would take him to go over Lamar Jackson over 205.5 passing yards. And on Underdog and Thrive, I would take him to go under 213.5. Based on how all these books price it, the most likely scenario here is that he's going to land somewhere in between 205.5 and 213.5. And if he does, you would literally win both of these selections in your PrizePicks entry. PrizePicks and Underdog and Thrive, I should say. So that is what I am going to be recommending for Lamar Jackson. Take his over on PrizePicks, over 205.5, and take his under on Underdog and Thrive. And hopefully you can successfully middle that. If not, one of them will hit, and then you can kind of keep going down and find some other ones that might hit. So let's look at Tom Brady. FanDuel has him at 275.5. Pinnacle has him at 278.5, but they're favoring the under. And let's see what we have here. PrizePicks has him all the way up at 280. Thrive and Underdog don't have it as good at 279.5, but this is still a good play to take Tom Brady's under. So right off the bat, we're looking at player passing yards, and both quarterbacks have a good play. The over, Lamar Jackson on to over 205 on PrizePicks, under 213 on Thrive and Underdog. And then for Tom Brady, take his under passing yards on all three books, PrizePicks, Thrive, and Underdog. Look at where all the other books price it, right? Like FanDuel has it 4 to 5 yards lower, as does FoxBet. Pinnacle has it 1 to 2 yards lower, but they favor the under, telling you that the more likely scenario is that Tom Brady goes under his player passing yards prop. So the odds have shifted. Earlier in the week, Lamar Jackson's was a little bit lower. Tom Brady's was actually a little bit higher. So odds shift as the week goes on. But as things currently stand, some pretty awesome plays on the player passing yards. Now, if we want to go to player receiving yards, we can look where there's some value as well. I did find some value when I was looking earlier on some pass catchers. And the one that I wanted to highlight, so the odds have shifted a little bit. But look at Chris Godwin and his over specifically on PrizePicks. So it's probably a no touch on Thrive and Underdog, but PrizePicks is giving you his over under at 70.5. And the sharper books like Pinnacle has it at 72, DraftKings has it at 72. This is a pretty good over on PrizePicks, over 70.5 receiving yards for Chris Godwin. I also like the over for Mike Evans, but it's not as good of a play, so I would probably sit that one out. But I love the over for Chris Godwin. So on PrizePicks specifically, take Chris Godwin to go over 70.5 receiving yards. Leonard Fournette is another player that's a good under to take. Pinnacle prices his over under at 27.5, as does DraftKings. Some other books price it at 28.5, but they favor the under, like Bet Rivers has the under priced at -120. And then look at where, and Caesars, I should say, has it priced at 27.5 and also favors it going under. And just look at the other books, the DFS books, and where they price it. PrizePicks, Thrive, and Underdog all have it priced at 29.5. No other book is offering it at 29.5. So this is a great play to take under on all three of these books. So Leonard Fournette under 29.5 receiving yards is a great play to add on all three books. The Chris Godwin was only worth taking on PrizePicks. And then there are also some good plays for the player passing yards as well. So I got about 3 to 4 plays for you guys, depending on what app you are using. So that is going to be it for this video. I recommend tailing all of these selections for your DFS platforms. If you do, let me know. Would love to hear it. But that's all I got for you guys. So I appreciate you watching and have a good one.